Hello and welcome back to the onboarding tutorials. On this video, I'm going to show you one of the important steps if ever you're coming in from a different type of or a different software and you don't want to have to re-enter everything manually, which is the import your data step, which you can access through this little blue arrow, or as usual, go to the account settings. Go down here and you have the data import section. In this data import, you can import all your customers, suppliers, items, so the items for your invoices, the actual invoices that you already enter in your other systems, the invoice payments to know which invoices were paid or not, and the expenses that you've done. So here, it's pretty straightforward. The first step is to download the template. So this template is an Excel sheet that will guide you on how to set up all your data to import properly. I will show you right now. So you just click on the download, which I already had. So I'm just going to overwrite this one and open this up. So every Excel spreadsheet, so any of the customers, suppliers, and everything like that, they all come with this first one, which is all the columns that you need to fill out, or the ones with the star is the ones that you need to fill out. All the other ones are optional. So I'm just going to enable editing here. And they all come with a tab for instructions. So, fill in the data starting from row 2. Row 1 is the header. Do not modify the header row. This is just for your reference, but it's never going to be imported. All the imports are going to start at row 2. The required fields are marked with a star. Leave optional fields empty if not applicable, so don't write anything in it if you don't need them. Date formats are always going to be year, month, and date. Currency format is a three-letter ISO code. Use the Euro or Canadian and any other currency that you might want. The yes, no fields, always enter yes or no, even if you're in French or in Spanish, always use yes or no. So each row represents one customer. If importing multiple contacts for one customer, you use an additional row with the same company name. So it's only going to enter one customer, but if you have 10 contacts, it's going to import all contacts to that first customer. And the customer is auto-generated if left empty. So like I showed you in the customer's video, if you leave it empty, it will put the CUST dash 00, whatever number you're at, or you can enter your own. It's not a problem. So I already entered one, so I will show you in here, and this is the file that I created. It's pretty much the same data that I just showed you the in the template that I created too. So in here, I have two customers. I have the Acme Corporation and the Acme Corporation USA. And as you can see, this section here is only entered once because it's just the information pertaining to that customer. And everything afterwards, so the contact here, you can have multiple contacts for each customer. So basically, this is going to enter two customers in the database, but each customer is going to have two contacts. So this is all the information pertaining to the contacts itself. So that looks good. And like I said, we have the instructions, so we can follow that there. So I'm going to save that and go down. So here, to start the process, you just click on the import data. You select your file that you want. So I'm going to choose the one that I created. You have the name here. And we click on the upload file. This shows us that there's 4 rows, 4 are valid. Here, if you wanted to make sure that you're detecting duplicates, you can say what you deem as being a duplicate. So it can be on the company name, on the customer number, tax ID, email address. So if you're not sure that you've already entered the Acme Corporation customer in your database, either you can remove it manually or just click, company name and revalid for the selected fields. So I'm going to remove that. And here we see that they're all valid. So Acme Corporation, we have the John Smith, Jane Doe. USA, we had the Jack Smith and Jane Smith with their emails. So all we have to do is start import. And so yes, proceed. So we imported 4 records, 0 skip, 0 errors. If you view the result, the import is complete, and we have our 4 imported successfully. If ever you see anything that doesn't seem right, or you're just not sure, you want to re-import, you forgot something in your file, anything like that, you can always delete the imported data. So it's only going to delete whatever you imported from this import session. So if you did 6 imports and you want to delete just one of them, it will only delete the data pertaining to that one. So we can always import more data or go back to the imports here. So now if we look at the customers, we have our Pat O'Brien that we entered in the first video, and now we have both Acme Corporation USA. If I look in this one and in the contacts, I see that I have my 2 contacts, my 2 addresses that we entered, the business details that we had in our file, social media, the website, and our basic information with our primary contact here. So, and it's the same process for all the other ones. So if you go back down to account settings and you go to add data import, you do the same thing for the suppliers, the same thing for your invoice item. Even if you don't are not coming back from another system, instead of entering all your items one by one here, which I'll show you in a future video, no, sorry, which I already showed you in the previous video, you can always use this one here. So you can just fill out your Excel spreadsheet, put all your item information in there, and then just import the data. So instead of going one by one, it could be a lot faster to do it here. Same thing for anyone here, actually. So your invoices, your invoice payments, expenses. I use this expenses for importing all the uh, transactions I did with Amazon. So Amazon, I just once a year upload all the transactions that I did. I clean it out to make sure that all my expenses are business related. And then from that Excel spreadsheet, I'll just import the data directly, linking to the invoice receipt, and that's it. So instead of entering them one by one, I use the expenses like once a year just to import all the Amazon or any other type of service that you'd want instead of doing manually one by one. So, and down here we have the import history. So these are the 2 tests that I did earlier. And this is the completed one where I can delete it if I want. So this covers the data import, which is, like I said, pretty important. So have fun with it. And in the next video, we're going to create our first customer invoice. So have a great day. Thank you.